Hello students, today I am going to explain the fifth poem of your book, The Ball Poem, and the poet is John Berryman. First of all, I would like to tell you something about the great poet John Berryman. John Berryman was an American poet and scholar. He is best known for the Dream Songs 1969, which was a sequence of 385 poems. John Berryman won National Book Award and he also won Pulitzer Prize for the Dream Songs. Let me tell you something about the poem. The poet John Berryman, through this poem, has described the reality of life which everyone has to face one day. He has touched the topic of how to stand up against the miseries and sorrows of life. In this poem, a boy loses a ball. He is very upset. A ball doesn't cost much, nor it is difficult to buy another ball. Then, why is the boy so upset? Let me narrate the poem for you. Let me do the reading first. What is the boy now who has lost his ball? What is he to do? I saw it go, merrily bouncing down the street, and then merrily over. There it is in the water. In this stanza, the poet is talking about a boy who has lost his ball. He wants to know about him and his reaction because he has lost his ball. Further, he asked to himself that what this boy will do after losing his ball. The poet has seen the ball going away from the boy. He says that the ball was cheerfully jumping up and down in the street. This means that when the ball escaped from boy's hand, it went into the street and later on it fell into the nearby river. Literary devices that the poet has used in this stanza. First of all, the poet has used anaphora. Anaphora is the use of repeated words in two or more lines, such as what is the boy, what, and merrily bouncing, merrily over. All these phrases are showing that the poet has used anaphora in this stanza. Second one is assonance. Assonance is the repeated use of vowel O, such as boy, now, who, lost. In all the words, O letter is repeated. Thus, we can say that assonance is used here. In the third literary device, we can say repetition is also here, such as what, the word is used repeatedly again and again. So, we can say that repetition is also here. Let me read the second stanza. No use to an ultimate shaking grief fixes the boy as he stands rigid, trembling, staring down all his young days into the harbor where his ball went. I would not intrude on him. A dime, another ball is worthless. Now he senses first responsibility in a world of possessions. In this stanza, the poet says that there is no benefit of consoling the boy by saying that he will get another ball because he has other balls too. He says so because the boy is feeling very sad. He is completely surrounded by sorrow. He is sad because all the memories of the childhood days went down the harbor with the ball. Here, the poet says that the boy is very sad as the ball, which has now gone into the water, reminds him of those sweet memories of the times when he owned it. This loss is unbearable for him and he is grief-stricken. The poet says that he can't even tell the boy to take some money from him in order to buy another ball. He says so because the new ball will not bring the sense of belonging to the boy. Further, the poet says that the time has come for the boy to learn the responsibility of taking care of his things. The poet also wants the boy to understand that in this materialistic world, losses and gains are the parts and parcel of life. Next, the poet said, People will take balls, balls will be lost always. Little boy, and no one buys a ball back. Money is external. He is learning well behind his desperate eyes the epistemology of loss, how to stand up, knowing what every man must one day know, and most know many days how to stand up. Then the poet says that the boy has to learn that in this materialistic world, many of his belongings will be lost. He personifies the ball as his belongings, be it the worldly things or the relationships he is in the possession of. So, he says that he has to learn to live without them no matter what. He says no one can buy back such things for him. The poet said so because, according to him, money can't buy you everything. If it does buy you some materialistic things, still it will not be able to buy the sense of belongingness. He says the boy is learning how to stand up against the sense of lost things. This means that the boy is trying to learn the real truth of life, which states that you have to accept the miseries of life and stand up again. This is the sense of lost things. This means that the boy is trying to learn the real truth of life, which states that you have to accept the miseries of life and stand up again. This is the truth which everyone has to learn in his life, the harsh truth of standing up again. Next, I will tell you about the literary devices used in the stanza. First of all, the poet has used alliteration here. The use of sound B at the start of two consecutive words buys a ball back. It means the poet has used alliteration in this stanza. Second is assonance. Again, the use of vowel sounds E. He is learning well behind his desperate eyes. All these phrases are showing that assonance is used in this stanza. Next, repetition is used again. Ball word is repeatedly used by the poet. Rhyming scheme. If we talk about the rhyming scheme of the poem, all of you will be noticing that there is no rhyming in the poem. At the end of every line, no rhyming words are given here. So we can say that the poet has not used any rhyme scheme in the poem. Let me tell you something about the difficult words used in the poem. First of all, I will tell you about the word merrily. Merrily means happily. It means happily. Second word is staring. Staring means looking continuously. It means to look continuously. The next word is intrude. It means to interfere. Intrude means interfere. Next one is possessions. It means belongings. The things that we own or the things that belongs to us. Next one is desperate. Desperate means sad. Next is epistemology. It means the knowledge of science. The knowledge of science. That's all for today.